Hi, I'm Ella, and it's been around 8 months-ish since my last video, and I just wanted to give an update on how my journals and my planners are going. After all, it is planner season, aka hobonichi season, which is kind of insane because we're just in September. Like, we have 4 months left of the year and we're already thinking about what our planners are gonna be for next year. I mean, if you really think about it, there's so much in our lives that could change in 4 months. So much of ourselves could change in 4 months. Like, what if what we want now, or what we think we want now, is not what we need come the beginning of 26? Like, I mean, anyway, just a preface, I'm filming this without any stand or a tripod, so forgive me for the shaky camera work. I just wanted to film this to get it out of the way. Even with the low quality production, I hope that this somewhat helps you. I plan on discussing how my journals and planners have worked for me, the changes that I've implemented in my system, and what I think I'll be needing for the next year. So I'll start with my main planner. If you've seen my past video, you've seen my main 3 books were these. This being my planner, this being my faith planner slash journal, and this being my main journal, mainly for memory keeping. Anyway, we'll start with this. I had a lot of fun with this one. This is the Kokuyo techo in the B6 slim size. I got the starter kit, which included an idea book, which is just a plain blank notebook, the planner itself, and a life book. The life book is here currently in this journal. With this planner, it had a lot of features. I'm sure you could look up videos on a walkthrough or like a flip through of all of these pages, but I don't know. It's not the planner's fault. I can't say that it didn't work for me. I was just at a time of my life where nothing much was happening, or it could be nothing much is happening, or a lot of things are happening at the same time, and in turn I can't even write them down, you know? Anyway, I'll give a quick flip through of how this has gone. This was supposed to be my health tracker of some sort, but it didn't really push through, although I really like looking at this. This signified my period and I liked looking at it for the first couple of months. So sorry. What I did continue filling out here was the media list, including the book list and most especially the movie list. So it's quite filled out, although I've watched way more than what is listed here. And the last time I updated was back in June 10th, which is quite a shame because it's September and I know for sure I've seen more movies since then. And this was the other lists. As you can see, they're barely filled out. I wish I followed through more, but then again, it was, I don't know, life. You guys, life happens. And this was my habit tracker, supposedly, but again, that didn't work out. I'm just not a habit tracker, I realized, and I should stop trying to force it. The months, nothing much really, just taking down important dates and birthdays. As for the weeklies, it was fun again in the first couple of months, but then I fell off because life was happening. If you want a more in-depth explanation of how I used to use this, you can check out my other video. I filmed that back in January, I think. And yeah, and over time it just became like a log of the media I was consuming. Look at this. It's watched Monsters Inc. with my cousin, and yeah, up until now there's been no updates on this. It's because mid-year I changed planners, but I'll move on to that in a bit. For now, I'll just recap on my spiritual planner. This is the Hobonichi weeks in the color Stardust, I believe, and this was supposed to be faith journal. I really meant to leave it bare bones and not as decorated. I wanted it to be functional and a reflection type of journal, and studying God's word, studying the Bible, writing down prayers. But again, would you look at that? Oh, it's so sad because this is a beautiful book and it had so much potential to be helpful to me in my spiritual journey, my walk with the Lord. But it just, well, I have to be transparent and say that I haven't been the most spiritually healthy in the past couple of months, actually, and I've only recently been coming back to reading the Bible consistently again. And there are some times when I right? But it's more empty than filled. And it could also be an honest representation of my faith, and that's okay. There will be times like this in our walk with the Lord, and He's always graceful and merciful to bring us back, and that's what He is doing with me right now. I did write out a couple of prayers here in the notes pages in the back, and my hymns are still here, which I love. You know, sometimes when I sing these alone and without any music, I start crying. I don't know. It's the power in these hymns, guys. Anyway, not to be TMI, but yeah. I still plan on using this for the rest of the year. I want to make the most of what I spent on this journal. But yeah, there's nothing much to it. I don't pressure myself either way. But I just hope to use this for the remainder of the year, use it consistently, and make the most of what I have right now. So yeah, there's that. And for my personal journal, as you can tell, this is the one I filled out the most. It's because, well, whenever life happens, this is where I turn to. Or whenever nothing is happening, this is what I turn to. It's an outlet. It's my main outlet. Anyway, I'll just flip through this. This is a Pocahontas concept art postcard, my friends and I, and a Barbie vintage sticker. This is how it's been. I wanted to like implement a monthly calendar and doodle daily, like a mini doodle every day, but we'll see how often I got to do that. So yes, this is just a mixture of everything, basically, like journal prompts, drawing, ephemera, memorabilia, tickets. This, I think there's nothing much I can say about this except that it's just me writing about life, my life, no matter how boring it is, no matter how empty it is. And I don't journal daily, you guys. Like, I just journal whenever I feel like I need to, or whenever I feel like I have to, because there are times when I keep everything like bottled in. I'm not a very expressive person in real life. Sadly, I don't really open up to anyone that much. So in a sense, this is my companion. You can even say I therapize myself. Yeah. Although I know I do have friends, I do have people around me. It's just that it's hard for me to talk to them and explain the right things as opposed to like writing them down and thinking about what to write. If you know what I mean. Anyway, this is a postcard from Hong Kong Disneyland, which I've been to, and this is August. And I still have quite a bit left. Maybe I'll finish this for the rest of the year. I just wanted to shout out to the opening night of the Jonas Brothers concert, because it is quite serious to me. It really is, if you can't tell. And here in the back, it's just a lot of stuff that I didn't get to paste in yet. I don't know if I'll ever eventually paste this in, but anyway, it stays there. Yeah, there's nothing much to this except that it's a journal. There's no agenda to this. There's nothing quote-unquote productive to get out of this. It's just proof that I've lived, and maybe sometimes that is enough. Anyway, moving on. I'm sure some of you have been asking and maybe wondering, what is this beside everything that I've shown so far? So this is a binder, an A6 Slim binder. Well, it's A6 in the cover, but inside it's a A6 Slim. Yes, I moved to a binder system in the middle of the year, namely June. I just found this, I don't know, I was like craving for something more flexible in a sense. Although this is it's a very useful book and I enjoyed my time in this, but I was just craving something more, how would you say, something more something more modular, something that I could mess up in, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I was craving for paper that I didn't care about what pen I used and stuff like that. And with this, it was a nice time, but the things that I tried to fit in these little columns, the information was getting hard to parse. So wanted to try out something that would give me flexibility, give my mind room to breathe and not have everything in those little tiny spaces. And so I got this is actually a secondhand binder, and it's not leather, it's PU leather. Since I was just trying out the system, I wanted something non-committal, I guess. And it came with all the refills, namely the week on 2 pages and monthly and to-do list pages, which I'll get to in a bit. But yes, I can't, well, it's fun, and when something's non-committal, I don't know, I just get more freedom, and I've been really enjoying my time here. I'm quite messy with it. I don't really try to make it pretty. Nothing is 100% structured. I have a lot of blank pages in the front for brainstorming, for writing down random lists, and then I get these free inserts from the Sleepy Notes Club, and she's so sweet to release these every month. And from what I've seen on Instagram, she released the remaining months actually from September to December, and that's just so sweet of her because these are so beautiful. And a monthly calendar, writing down important dates, and a week on 2 pages. I don't really have a very complex system with my to-do lists or planning. I just write down stuff when I need to get them done, and I cross them off bullet journal style when they're done, and when they're not, I migrate them, or at least I try to migrate them, and I only write down notes when I feel like I need to. And for most of this year, I was in this kind of phase where I was wanting to relive what it was like in the 90s and the early 2000s. I feel like that's my aesthetic, so to speak. And I remember my mom having a binder like this, and I craved that feeling. Like, I really wanted to feel what it was like to write down in a book like this, and I got it. And when I got it, I feel like part of that craving has been relieved. But for the next year, I think I'll be getting new inserts just to see and just to explore my options and make the most out of the system, because a binder system is actually really flexible, and I could be using this for more stuff than what I'm using it for now. Although I'm really happy with how this is going, mainly because there's nothing much to it. I don't really pressure myself and I'm filling this up, filling every page up, filling every week up. So yeah, that's what I think I'll be bringing on into the next year. I'll be using this still as my planner. Maybe I'll do 3 months at a time, maybe even 6 months at a time, a Vex style, and I'm glad I tried it out. Here in the side, over here, I just have an Ankylosaurus card, Jurassic Park, which is this guy over there, and my grocery card. The pen I've been loving these days is the Faber-Castell RX Gel in 0.7. It's a really good pen for any surface, guys, even Tomoe River paper, although it bleeds a bit, but it's a very smooth writing experience. So I've been loving that. I also have my trusty friction knock point in 0.4. It has the black refill in it, yes. So there you have it. As a conclusion, I might be bringing this into my planner system next year, this being my main planner. And for the rest of this year, I plan on still utilizing my hobonichi weeks as my faith journal, and I plan on still using the rest of this as my main journal. As for next year, what I've been thinking of getting, I've been thinking about combining my journaling with my commonplacing, because these days I've been reading and taking up information online, and I don't put them anywhere, and I want a place for that. I want a reference book of some sort. So I've been thinking about getting the Hobonichi A6 avec for my daily journal, and another A6 notebook for a commonplace notebook, and put them together in one cover. I'm still deciding on whether I should get a Hobonichi original cover, specifically the Moomin, or the Mikitakishi again. Even the oil pastel painting cover looks really pretty, but I've been craving a more mature, I've been craving a more laid back kind of vibe these days, something more vintage, something more timeless, something that I won't get sick of in the future. So I've also been thinking if I should get a leather cover, something similar to Paper Republic covers or Louise Carmen. In my country, there are a lot of producers nowadays, because it's a hot thing in the journaling community to have a leather folio sort of thing. So those are my 2 options: either a Hobonichi cover or a leather cover. So there's that. So that concludes my video. I hope that you got something out of this somehow. Again, just a reminder, you don't need to pressure yourself to get the most expensive thing out there or to get the most popular thing out there just because it looks pretty when everyone's using it. You just need to figure out what's for you. Although trying the popular things can be insightful to help determine what you really want and what you really need, it's best to reflect before you purchase and before you ride the wagon. Anyway, hope you have all had a wonderful mid-year, a wonderful 2025 so far. I'll do my best to upload more frequently. And yeah, thank you for sticking around. See you again in my next video. Bye.